In the first 3 seconds, everyone is fighting to be heard. The loudest voice demands attention. The angriest face tries to intimidate. The most emotional reaction tries to dominate. But history whispers a dangerous truth. The ones who always win are never the loudest, never the angriest, never the most desperate to prove themselves. They are the calm ones. While others shout, they observe. While others explode, they remain still. While others lose control, they gain it. Calm is not weakness. Calm is controlled power. It is the ability to stand in the middle of chaos and not become it. Think about every great leader, every undefeated general, every unbreakable mind in history. They did not conquer through noise. They conquered through inner silence. And among them, one man stands above all, Marcus Aurelius, an emperor who ruled the most powerful empire on earth, not with rage, not with fear, not with ego, but with discipline, clarity, and emotional mastery. In a world of screaming egos, his greatest weapon was his calm. Because when you control your emotions, no one else can control you. And when you cannot be controlled, you cannot be defeated. Part 1. The Stoic King. Imagine waking up every morning knowing that somewhere in your empire, someone is plotting your fall. Someone wants your throne. Someone wants your head. This was the daily reality of Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man on earth in the 2nd century. He commanded over 60 million people. He ruled an empire stretching from Britain to the Middle East. He led armies in brutal wars that lasted more than 15 years. He lived through one of the deadliest pandemics in human history, the Antonine Plague, which killed nearly 5 million people. Pressure. He lived inside it. And yet Marcus Aurelius was not known for rage, not for cruelty, not for emotional outbursts. He was known for something far rarer: calm. While generals panicked, while politicians lied, while crowds screamed for blood, Marcus wrote quietly in his journal, words meant only for himself. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Say it with me, slowly. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Breathe in, hold for 2 seconds, breathe out. This is the core of Stoicism. The world is chaos, but your mind does not have to be. Every day men tried to provoke him, to insult him, to manipulate him, to drag him into emotional reactions, because they knew one truth: a ruler who loses emotional control has already lost the war. Marcus understood something most people still don't. When you are angry, you are predictable. When you are afraid, you are programmable. When you are desperate, you are controllable. Calm, however, is unhackable. He wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." In modern terms, do not let another person control your nervous system. Do not let their chaos become your command. Neuroscience today confirms what Marcus sensed 800 years ago. When the amygdala, the brain's fear center, takes over, IQ can drop by up to 30%. Decision-making narrows. Tunnel vision appears. You become reactive, not strategic. Calm restores the prefrontal cortex, the seat of judgment, planning, and leadership. This is why calm people rise in crises. This is why calm CEOs outperform emotional ones. This is why in negotiations, the one who speaks less often controls the frame. Practical exercise right now. The next time you feel triggered, do not respond for 10 seconds. Count them. Slow your breath. Ask one question. What would a calm mind do here? This single pause can save careers, relationships, and reputations. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Power, not muscle, not money, not noise. Power over the inner world. And this is only the beginning. Because calm is not just peace. Calm is strategy. Calm is vision. Calm is the foundation of dominance." In the next part, you will discover why calm people don't just survive pressure, they win because of it. Stay with me, because now we move from the king to the weapon. Part 2, why calm is power. Power is not in the loudest voice. Power is not in the fastest reaction. Power is not in the strongest emotion. True power is in the one who remains still when everything around him is burning. History does not belong to the most emotional men. It belongs to the most controlled ones. In every battlefield, in every boardroom, in every relationship, there is an invisible hierarchy, those who react and those who decide. Marcus Aurelius belonged to the second. He wrote, "Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it." Say it with me. Stand firm. Tame the storm. Breathe in. Slow. Breathe out. Calm is not passive. Calm is not weakness. Calm is a position of dominance. When you are angry, your nervous system is hijacked. Adrenaline floods your blood. Cortisol spikes. The amygdala, your brain's alarm center, takes control. Science shows that in this state, your reaction time worsens. Your memory distorts, your long-term thinking collapses. You become emotional prey. But when you are calm, your prefrontal cortex, the commander of logic, planning, and self-control, comes back online. This is why elite soldiers, fighter pilots, and surgeons train one thing above all else: emotional regulation. Because under pressure, the calm mind sees options where the emotional mind sees only threat. Marcus observed this in human nature long before brain scans existed. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If your thoughts are chaos, your actions will be chaos. If your thoughts are still, your actions will be precise. Look at modern power. The best negotiators speak less than they listen. The best investors act when others panic. The best leaders pause when others rush. In 2008, during the global financial crisis, while markets lost over 50% of their value, Warren Buffett calmly invested billions. He later said, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." This is stoicism in practice. Calm is the ability to step outside the emotional stampede. Epictetus taught, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid," meaning do not react to every provocation. Do not defend your ego. Do not chase validation. The calm man does not need to prove. He only needs to see clearly. Now a reset. Close your eyes for a second. Relax your jaw. Drop your shoulders. Slow your breath. Say quietly, "I choose response over reaction." This single sentence rewires your behavior. Consider relationships. When one person explodes and the other remains composed, who holds the power? Not the one shouting, not the one crying, not the one threatening. The one who stays grounded controls the emotional frame. Marcus warned, "Never let the future disturb you." You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason, which today arm you against the present. Calm is preparation. It is inner armor. Now consider conflict. In war, the general who panics loses the battlefield before the first arrow is fired. In business, the leader who reacts emotionally loses credibility, leverage, and trust. In life, the person who cannot control their inner state is controlled by everyone else. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." Bravery is not screaming. It is remaining steady when fear demands movement. Data supports this. Studies in behavioral psychology show that people who pause before responding in conflict are perceived as 40% more competent and 60% more trustworthy. Calm increases perceived authority. This is why judges speak slowly, why commanders lower their voice in crisis, why masters of any craft appear unhurried. Speed belongs to amateurs. Stillness belongs to masters. Marcus trained himself daily. In his private writings, he rehearsed insults, losses, death, betrayal, so that when they arrived, they would not shake his center. He wrote, "Today I shall meet interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness. They are like this because they cannot tell good from evil. But I can." This is mental sovereignty. Practical exercise. For the next 7 days, when something irritates you, do not speak immediately. Count to 10. Observe your body. Name the emotion without acting on it. This builds the same discipline that made Marcus unshakable in an empire of chaos. Calm people are not lucky. They are trained. They are disciplined. They are dangerous in the most silent way. Because while others waste energy in emotional storms, they conserve it. They aim it. They strike when the moment is right. And this leads us to the next truth. Calm is not only power in theory, it is power in action, in negotiation, in love, in competition, in survival. In the next part, we will break down exactly how this plays out in real-world situations you face every day, from conflict to business to relationships. Part 3 will show you how calm people quietly take control while others self-destruct. Stay with me, because now we move from understanding power to using it. Part 3, Practical Life Lessons. Calm is not philosophy. Calm is not theory. Calm is a weapon used every day by those who quietly rise while others collapse under emotion. Now we bring stoicism down from the throne room into your real life. Conflict, business, relationships. This is where calm decides who leads and who follows. First, conflict. In any argument, the first person to lose emotional control loses position. They raise their voice. They interrupt. They defend. They justify. They explain. And in doing so, they reveal insecurity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best way of avenging yourself is not to become like the wrongdoer," meaning do not mirror chaos. Let chaos expose itself. Psychology confirms this. In negotiation studies at Harvard, the participant who remained silent for just 3 seconds longer after an aggressive statement was perceived as more dominant in over 70% of cases. Silence is not absence. Silence is pressure. Say it with me. Silence is pressure. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. When you stay calm, the other person fills the space. They overtalk. They justify. They reveal. Calm makes the opponent show their cards. Second, business. In markets, emotion is expensive. Fear sells at the bottom. Greed buys at the top. Calm waits. During the 2020 market crash, retail investors panic sold over $500 billion in assets. Meanwhile, institutional investors quietly accumulated. Who won the calm? Marcus warned. How much time he saves who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks. Focus is power. Noise is distraction. In meetings, the calm person speaks last. They listen. They let others display confusion. Then they summarize. And the room follows. Because humans instinctively trust the one whose nervous system is stable. Now, relationships. Emotional neediness destroys attraction. Emotional volatility destroys trust. The calm partner becomes the emotional anchor. Epictetus taught, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. If you are calm inside, you set the emotional temperature of the room. When one panics and the other breathes, who leads? When one pleads and the other pauses, who holds the frame? Calm is invisible authority. Reset. Relax your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Slow your breath. Say quietly, I do not chase. I choose. This is Stoic presence. Now let's make it practical. Daily training for calm power, exercise 1. The pause rule. Before responding to anything emotional, wait 5 seconds. Count them. Feel your breath. Then speak. Exercise 2. Negative visualization. Each morning, imagine one difficulty you may face. Rehearse meeting it calmly. Marcus did this daily. Exercise 3. Voluntary discomfort. Cold showers. Silence. Fasting. Training the nervous system to stay relaxed under stress. Marcus wrote, if it is endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining. Not cruelty. Strength. Calm people are not soft. They are trained. They have practiced being unshaken when their ego wants to react. They know something others forget. Emotion is energy. If you waste it in reaction, you have none left for creation. This is why calm people rise in crises. This is why calm leaders are followed. This is why calm lovers are respected. This is why calm minds win negotiations. Because calm allows you to see the board while others are stuck inside the game. And this leads to the final level. Marcus Aurelius was not calm by nature. He built it. He disciplined it. He guarded it. He became unmovable. In the final part, you will step into the moment where Marcus faced chaos, betrayal, and death, and remained sovereign over his mind. You will see how a man who ruled the world never let the world rule him. Stay with me, because in part 4, we enter the heart of Stoic mastery response, overreaction. Part 4, Marcus Aurelius. Moment. There is a moment in every life when pressure reveals who you truly are. Not when things are easy, not when you are praised, not when you are safe, but when everything is against you. For Marcus Aurelius, that moment came not once, but every single day. He ruled an empire at war on multiple fronts, Germanic tribes to the north, Parthian forces in the east, a deadly plague spreading through Rome, political rivals whispering behind marble walls, even his closest generals, some plotting betrayal, and yet, no records of rage, no public emotional collapse, no impulsive cruelty, only discipline, only composure, only inner command. Marcus wrote in the darkest years of his reign, "Do not be overheard complaining, not even to yourself." Think about that. Not even in your own mind. Because he understood something most never will. The first battlefield is always inside. Surrounded by chaos, Marcus did not react. He responded. And there is a difference. Reaction is automatic. Reaction is emotional. Reaction is slavery. Response is chosen. Response is conscious. Response is mastery. Say it with me. Reaction is slavery. Response is mastery. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. When a man can choose his inner state while the world tries to break him, he becomes untouchable. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Marcus lived this. When soldiers died by the thousands, he did not drown in despair. He adjusted strategy. When senators insulted him, he did not crush them in anger. He observed their motives. When the plague killed his own children, he did not curse fate. He bowed to nature's law. He wrote, "Accept whatever comes to you, woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs." This is not weakness. This is psychological sovereignty. Modern psychology confirms what the Stoics knew. People who can regulate emotion under extreme stress have lower cortisol, clearer cognition, and make better long-term decisions by margins exceeding 40% in crisis simulations. Calm is not passive. Calm is neurological advantage. And this is why calm people always win. Not because they control the world, but because the world cannot control them. In relationships, they do not beg. They choose. In business, they do not chase. They position. In conflict, they do not explode. They observe. In life, they do not panic. They prepare. Marcus trained himself daily to remember one brutal truth. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Mortality creates clarity. Clarity creates calm. Calm creates power. Final exercise. Tonight before sleep, ask yourself, where did I react today instead of respond? Where did emotion lead instead of reason? And tomorrow, choose differently. Lower your voice, slow your breath, steady your mind, because the calm man is never rushed by fear, never driven by anger, never controlled by the crowd. He moves when the time is right. He speaks when it matters. He acts when others hesitate. And this is why, from ancient emperors to modern leaders, from battlefields to boardrooms, from love to legacy, the calm ones rise, the calm ones endure, the calm ones win. The world is loud, but winners are quiet. The storm outside is nothing compared to the storm you master inside. If you want the mindset of emperors, not the emotions of the crowd, like this video, subscribe to the channel Making Life Better for more Stoic wisdom, and share it with someone who needs to remember calm is not weakness. Now comment one word if this message resonated with you. The word is calm.